Hi, my name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and this is a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G version and the Asus Zenfone 8. Let me start off by addressing the bleeding obvious that these two phones are not in the same price bracket. I nevertheless think there's a lot of you out there who's thinking, I want to buy the Samsung, but I'm thinking about spending that little extra money to get the Asus Zenfone 8 and that alluring chipset of the Snapdragon 888. Well, is there more to it than just that question? We'll find out in this comparison. So let's just start off by taking a quick look at the physics of these two phones. As you can tell, there's an extra camera on the Samsung, and that is a micro camera. Also, you have a depth sensor and you have like a flash, so that you have the flash on both of these phones, right? This is you just have the main cam and you have an ultra wide. Of course, you also have ultra wide on the Samsung. The sides of the phones are actually identical. You have a volume up, down, and you have a power on, off button. On the other side, you have nothing. In the button, you have a 3.5mm jack on the Samsung, as well as you have USB-C on both of them and a downwards-facing speaker. You actually also have a 3.5mm jack on the Asus, but it's on the top of the phone. What the Asus has got is a bit different is that it's got a mic. You can just tell it just above the flash here, whereas the Samsung has it on the top of the phone, and of course both of them have a little mic on the bottom. That's just a tiny weeny hole you can see there. Also, we're talking about a 6.5-inch screen versus a 5.9-inch screen on the Asus. Okay, so let me just start off by telling you a little bit about this Samsung A52. And it is, if you're like me, you've tried perhaps some of the earlier A models. I've tried the A3, the A5, the A7, the A10. I actually tried the A40 I had. I love that little one. I tried the A41 and so on and so on. The A80, that's an experience. But I've tried all these older models, and this is the first A model that I can actually wholeheartedly as a reviewer recommend you. Also the A52. This phone has reached the level where it's like good enough. Is it the fastest? No. Has it got the best camera? No. But it's comparable, like if you know the Samsung S9, the top model of 3 years past, then it's comparable relatively directly to that one. It's a little less powerful, of course, but many of the features have reached that level now. And what you get with this phone is you get 3 years of OS updates plus 2 years of security normally. So we'll get back to that in the very end. But this phone has got good enough camera, good enough for screen, good enough for gaming, good enough for everything. And that is that's why I can wholeheartedly recommend these A52 and the A72 phones now. And then let's talk about the pequeño little Asus here. What I like about this phone is, of course, that it's got the Snapdragon 888. At the same time, that eats a lot of battery, so it is gonna drain your battery fast, and also faster than the Samsung, by the way. It has got excellent sound, and it's got this outdoor mode setting that you can see up here in another test I made, where it just blows out the competition. Everyone, it blows out the OnePluses. It even maxes out the Samsung S21 Ultra in regards of just pure level of loudness. And then it is really good for gaming. That's a bit of a surprise for me. It's really, really good for gaming. This is just insane. It makes so much, like, it feels like every shot and it's right next to where you are. And then the last thing, of course, it is small. So if small is a plus for you, then of course this phone, the Asus, is a better fit in your pocket than the Samsung. You can easily tell that here. What I don't like about this phone is that it is super slippery, and it comes with a cover in the case, but that's just also relative, almost as slippery as without the cover. So it doesn't make any change. So you absolutely have to buy a new cover. Then of course you have the Asus UI, which is different. It is different than the Samsung. Oh, I forgot to tell you that the Samsung, of course, have knocks and notes and the dictaphone, as it's called in Danish, where you can speak in your memos and stuff. And it's just brilliant. It has always worked from Samsung. This is just some of the things I love with Samsung UI. And the Asus UI, you can say what you want, but it is just not that Samsung feel you get. They try a bit of different things, but it's relatively stock Android, so you gotta find your favorite apps for yourself. And I was actually go as far as to say I actually prefer the Samsung UI, the OnePluses, or the Motorola's for that sake. And now for a matchup of the cameras. Okay, so this is a test of stabilization and of course a little bit of contrast on the Asus Zenfone 8 to my right and the Samsung A52 to my left. We're just walking along this little pavement and how much do you think one of the others shakes? Both of these phones are handheld. And what you just saw was recorded in 4K, and now we're on the selfie cams and this is 4K too. So what do you think about the stabilization and the color rendition of these clips? Okay, so this is a test of dynamic range and contrast on the Samsung A52 and the Asus Zenfone 8. We're recording in 4K. Both of these phones, and what you want to look out for is how well are all the colors represented. In your opinion, there's a lot to choose from here. Are the darks dark enough, the brights bright enough, the light ones bright enough? And how do you like the greens as always? For some reason green is always a semi-difficult color to portray correctly. But that's up to you to decide. And to conclude on these two bandits, if speed, gaming and loudspeaker is of a very high importance to you, then you should buy the Asus Zenfone 8. If you can't say that for sure, then your bet is gonna be with the Samsung A52, as this will last you for a long while. I suspect this will be updated through to around the year shift of 2025 to 2026 with security patches and of course Android updates and stuff. Whereas the Asus Zenfone, we're not quite sure. My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and I'll see you in the next one.